Hello, fellow foodies. Today I will be making beef and Chinese green stir fry using choy, also known as Choy Sum. You will need half a pound of beef, 1 pound of choy Chinese greens. For the sauce, you'll need 1 tablespoon minced ginger, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon chicken powder, and 1 tablespoon cornstarch. For the beef marinade, you will need Chinese white pepper, Chinese cooking wine, soy sauce, sesame oil, and cooking oil. Okay, so I have a pound of Chinese greens called choy. So a common way of cutting these is just to break it at the stem wherever the leaf meets, like that. So you have a bit of stem in your bite and a leaf. And the top couple of leaves you can just leave alone. So for a typical stem, you might break it 2 to 3 times like that. Okay, once you have it all done, make sure you give it a good wash and drain the water before you use it. Okay, for the beef, I have half a pound of sliced beef. I'm going to marinate it now. So I'm going to give it a dash of white pepper powder, a splash of Chinese cooking wine, a splash of soy sauce, a splash of sesame oil, and some cooking oil. Okay, I'm going to use my fingers and massage the sauce into the meat. Okay, let's set cooking. So I'm going to put some cooking oil into a hot wok. I'm going to cook the beef first. So we're going to cook the beef maybe about 3/4 of the way through. I'm going to finish cooking it off with the vegetables. Okay, so a couple minutes have passed by. It's pretty much done, so I'm going to transfer it into a bowl, set it aside. Okay, I'm going to wash the wok and get it ready for the veggies. Okay, so the wok's hot. I'm going to pour about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil in there. So I have a tablespoon of ginger that I've minced up. So you can either mince the ginger or you can cut it really fine julienne. This is fresh ginger that's been peeled. So you don't want to cook it too long, maybe 30 seconds in the oil just to kind of infuse ginger flavor into the oil. You don't want it to darken or be burnt before you add the veggies. It'll ruin the dish. So yeah, probably 30 seconds is fine. Okay, I'm going to add the yu choy veggies. It looks like a lot of veggies, but once it's cooked, it'll shrink up for sure. So let the bottom cook for a bit, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and then turn it over so the top part gets cooked. So we're going to make the cornstarch slurry. We're going to add 1 heaping tablespoon of cornstarch in there. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water to the cornstarch, and we're going to stir it, make sure the cornstarch is all dissolved. Okay, so you see as the veggies cook, they kind of shrink up. The leaves kind of get more wilty. So you want to turn it over, so make sure that the top part goes to the bottom, so that everything is evenly cooked. So this is maybe a few minutes after I first added it into the wok. Okay, I'm going to add 1 cup of water to it. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of chicken powder. One tablespoon of soy sauce. And 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Now we're going to add the beef to that. Then we're going to put the cover on and let it cook for a few minutes. So use a cover to help accelerate cooking. So when the water boils, it steams, and then when you have the lid on there, it kind of steams the veggies and helps cook it faster. So we're going to have the lid on there for maybe 2-3 minutes. The yu choy vegetable has very thin stems, so cook quite quickly. Okay, give that a stir, mix everything up, and then we're going to add the cornstarch slurry. Give that a stir, make sure the cornstarch is mixed in with sauce and thickens it properly. Okay, we're done. Just going to turn the heat off and transfer everything over to the serving dish. This is another great dish to eat with rice for sure. So yu choy is a classic Chinese vegetable. It's actually the juvenile plant of the rapeseed, which is also used for making cooking oil in China. That the older plants, when they go to seed, is used for making oil, but the really young plants are really delicious eaten as a vegetable. Okay, there you have it. Beef and Chinese greens, also known as yu choy. So you can get this vegetable yu choy at Asian and Chinese supermarkets, and sometimes you'll find it in large grocery stores too, with Asian produce. Okay, bon appetit.